Hello, how's it going, everybody? Today, I figured because I believe it was GQ who put up a Danny Elfman sort of, uh, him talking about the scores that he has composed specifically for Tim Burton, I believe. I'm sure he's done other stuff, but he's known for doing Tim Burton directed movies. So I figured let's do a tier list of Tim Burton's directed movies. His movies that he's worked on is bigger than this collection that you see, but I figured we'll do the ones that he's directed because I've seen most of these. And so we're going to get right into it. Big Fish. Been a while since I've actually seen Big Fish. Actually, I don't even know if I've seen it, if I'm being frank, so I'm just going to put it there. Sweeney Todd. So Sweeney Todd, I like a lot because it's a musical, but there's also murder and blood mixed in. So it's like a musical horror. I feel like Johnny Depp is the perfect casting for it, and I believe it's Helena Bonham Carter as well. Both two great actors, and for it being a musical, I thoroughly enjoy it. I really like that Tim Burton sort of got his chops with A Nightmare Before Christmas when it comes to musicals because it was his first one, and so he had experience with the musical genre, and Sweeney Todd is no exception. I wouldn't say it's hard to put it at the very top, but I will put it in the A tier because it's very enjoyable for people who don't like musicals. Watch Sweeney Todd and it might just change your mind a little bit, and that's sort of the impact that Sweeney Todd did for me. Corpse Bride. Corpse Bride is a great animation. I'm going to put it at B. I like it a lot because you'll notice with Tim Burton movies, he likes gothic. That's sort of his thing. It's either gothic and super dark, or it's really bright colors. There's no real, I guess, medium to his types of films. And so Corpse Bride is one of those where it's such a good animated gothic. The story is all right. It's been a while since I've seen it. It's been well over 10 years since I've seen the movie, but I can say that it's a great film. Alice in Wonderland. This is interesting. So when filmmakers come in and decide they want to sort of remake a film, and specifically this one being Alice in Wonderland, people don't like that because Alice in Wonderland, the original cartoon, is so good that it's one of those films where you feel like it can't be touched. But Tim Burton does it in a way where he knows what he's getting into and he cares. It may be the exception later on in the list a little bit. I'm sure he did care, but Alice in Wonderland. We'll put it at a B. Right down the middle of the road. Sleepy Hollow, I do like a lot, but I wouldn't say it's as good as Corpse Bride or Alice in Wonderland. I like the concept of it, and the movie is really good, but not my favorite. Batman. Been a very long time since I've seen Batman, but we'll put it at I gotta put it at C. I've got a bit of a bias with Batman because I really enjoy Christian Bale as Batman. Michael Keaton is great as well. Jack Nicholson is good as the Joker. but since I grew up with the Christopher Nolan, Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, The Dark Knight Rises, I have to put it just a little bit lower because, you know, it wasn't my era, and that's the main reason. Edward Scissorhands. Okay, so this is a top tier Tim Burton movie in my eyes. It really encapsulates what I was talking about earlier, and that is dark gothic and also bright colors, because it has both in that film. And I like that a lot about Tim Burton films, specifically Edward Scissorhands. And then there's the plot. The plot is very original. It's a pretty tight scripted film for the most part. There are a few things here and there that have a little bit of loose ends, but this is one of those movies where you can put it on and it just flies by. I don't know how long the movie specifically is, but it just goes by very quickly. It keeps you engaged the whole time, and that's what I really like about it. And the fact that he had Vincent Price in the movie is incredible. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. This is going to go in B. It's leaning very heavy towards A, but I feel like B is a good spot for it. Another one of those films that he did where people were like, you can't do Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory and expect it to match up to the original, but he did it, and I think he did it very well. Lots of bright colors, very polished film, updated. Johnny Depp does a great job as Willy Wonka, being very quirky throughout the movie, and I enjoyed it. Dumbo. This is one, I don't want to be mean. I'm not going to say it's a waste of time, but it's one of those films where you don't need to see it if you don't want to, because you're not really missing anything. If you like the original cartoon, don't really watch this because it's whatever. It's one of those films where just, okay, whatever, do what you want, but not a fan of it. Mars Attacks. Oh boy, this one's gonna be interesting. So, we'll put it at C. Mars Attacks is a very fun and different film, and for that reason, it goes there. It has its moments where it's like whatever, you know. You can tell it's a Tim Burton film. That's all I can really say about Mars Attacks. Is this the Batman with Catwoman? I'm gonna put it there. Haven't seen it in a while. I don't really remember much, so I can't say too much about it, but I have seen it. Planet of the Apes. I don't know which one this is. It's really hard to see, but as far as like Planet of the Apes as a whole, I'll put it at B. Planet of the Apes is one of those films where it's been around for a long time. They've made tons of remakes and originals and, you know, all that different stuff based around Planet of the Apes. And I like them a lot. I like the concept and the plot of Planet of the Apes, and it's great. That one I actually haven't seen. Pee-wee's Big Adventure, S tier. This movie, I feel like, is S tier for a lot of people because it's just fun. It's a fun time. Pee-wee going out on a road trip. I can't remember the plot of it, but it's a ton of fun. The claymation effect that they do, I think it's the Kyoto brothers who did that claymation, I believe, with Large Marge. If you don't remember that, search it up because it's great. And Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice is Such a good film. I adore this film so much because I grew up with it. I believe it was the late 80s that this movie came out, and I grew up watching this. I had a DVD copy of it, and I would watch it. I had those moments where I would watch, the same movie over and over again throughout a month or 2 month time frame. And every single time I watched this movie, I enjoyed it so much. It's so original, it's fun, and just everything about it is great. Michael Keaton is incredible. Gina Davis and Alec Baldwin do an incredible job as well, portraying the characters. And then you've got Winona Ryder and Catherine O'Hara, and I forget the other two guys' names, but you get the gist. It's incredible. If you have not seen Beetlejuice, watch it right now, because they are in the process of actually making a second Beetlejuice, and Danny Elfman is doing the composing and score for it. So that's going to be incredible when it comes out. Either way, one of my favorite, if not my favorite, Tim Burton movies ever. If you guys enjoy this tier list in this video, hit the like button. Comment down below. Tell me if there's anything that you would change specifically. I do apologize. Some of these movies I just haven't seen. I got to get around to watching them after I watch a whole bunch of other films that I need to see. But yeah, if you guys enjoy this video, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.